In this book, looking at snails, I want you to see the different colors of the snails, the different shapes, the designs on their shells, the skin of the snail, whether it's smooth or bumpy, the size of the antennas, are they long or short, things that they maybe like to eat, what are their shells for. You can identify the different colors of their shells, or the different sizes of their shells, or different shapes of their shells too. And then at the end, get to count up how many snails you see.
After we reviewed the snail book, or looking at a snail, I actually found these snails here in my garden. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In Spanish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I remember from the story the 2 antennas there. Not try to touch it. That's where the eyes are. So right there at the edge, that's where its eyes are. So that's how it can see. Not like us, so we have our eyes right up on our head. They have it over their heads on the antenna. Oh, it looks like it got there a little dead leaf. What is it going to do with it? Or maybe it's just stuck on it. Turn the other ones around, you're actually going to see that there's something in there, but they don't want to come out. See, there's one. There's still a snail in there. There's the other one. Maybe they're sleeping. That's why they don't want to come out. It's like when you're sleeping in bed, or mom and dad say, okay, Ton, it's time to come out. And you're like, no, and you cover yourself with the blanket. Maybe that's what they're doing here with their shell. There's the other one. I do believe one of these does not have a snail in them. Oh, here's... Oh no, that one still has a snail. Though, he sadly looks kind of dried up. Snails have slime in them. That's what helps them move around. Ah, this is the empty one right there. So usually what it means when the shell is empty, that means that the snail or the slug that was in there has moved out of the shell, out of its home, and has moved over to a different house. I'm going to write the numbers here of how many we have. Maybe I can write it right on top. That way you can, now we counted, we did the total, now you can visualize it. So here we have 1, 2, I'm going to separate these a little bit so we have more space. 3, 1, 2, 3. 4, 4. 5, 5. And last but not least, 6. 6. You can see as this one's moving away from its number 1 spot. And if I get a little closer here, maybe you'll be able to see. There, see, it leaves that slime right there. So that's what its whole body is covered with, so it can easily maneuver itself, so it can easily move from one space to another. Now, does it do it fast or slow? I'm going to carefully pick them up. I'm going to move them over here by the one, and we'll see how fast it takes them to move. Come on, little snail, you can do it. Really, really slowly. And then sometimes it kind of stretches out its antennas. Maybe it's looking for like where it's going. Now it's going a different direction actually. See, before he was coming out this way, but now it's moved over to an opposite direction. What do you think it's searching for? Now when that little guy starts to move, I also wanted you to see the different shapes that we have here. So not only do we have different colors, so if I were to put these two together here, you can see that this one is a little bit darker, and this one here has a lighter brown. But then also itself, swirl here that you have on the shell looks a little different. So not only do you have the different designs and the different patterns, but each snail shell is different. Kind of like they say a snowflake is different. Even though they might look a little bit similar, there are some differences if you look really close. So let me see if I can put them all here together, except for our snail friend who is moving. And then you can see all the differences. So one thing that you can do is that you can go out into your garden and carefully look for snails if you'd like, so you can see the different patterns. Or grab a piece of chalk and you can make some snail designs. Usually we have the twirl, right? So have it going this way. It's kind of hard here because I have a bumpy platform to work on. So it's usually this kind of swirl that you see on the snail shell. So if you want, you can make it go the opposite way. I'm holding the chalk a little differently than what I usually would because of the bumpiness. See? This one is going clockwise, and this one here is going counterclockwise. And now you can also make some designs there. So if I have different colored chalk, then I would color it differently. So this one I'm going to make stripes. And then here with this one, I am going to make X's. So there's some different snail shells. Snail friend, see how far he's gone. There he is. See, he went from the number 1 all the way to snail. I'm going to measure here with my flip-flop. Okay, so number 1's right there. There. So my flip-flops are about 1 Cindy foot. But it's just like I'm a size 10. So that's how far I was able to get in the past 2 minutes and a half. So how far do you think it will get if it had 5 minutes? Or 10 minutes? Or hey, maybe an hour? Think we'll be able to go all the way down there where that kitty is? I don't know. I'll leave him out to see if he makes it there, but it looks like it's trying to get into the garden area over there. Because like worms, snails likes gardens too. Let's count again. Ready? English, then in Spanish. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now in Spanish, en español. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, y 6. 6 total. 6 en total. There he goes again. So again, it's just like if you want, you can go on a snail adventure, or you can try to make the different patterns that they have there on their shell. On paper, outside with chalk, even with water. It'll dry out, but you can still make it work. Alright. Happy snail hunting!